Look, kills. Haters are here.
The haters are back.
Wow.
We knew it. They can't stay away.
How could you? It's your favorite wrestling podcast, the Section 8 Wrestling Podcast. What are we talking about today, kills?
You know what? Today, I think we're going to go on ahead since we already kind of did our recap. We like to put our little drops in the bucket to let the people know what's kind of in our wrestling brains. Today, we going to talk entrances. That's right.
Mhm.
You know what makes a good wrestler? A good, you can be good on the mic. You can be good in the ring, good technicality, all that good stuff. But I tell you what, you have a really good entrance. Sometimes it trumps what you can do in the ring and what you can do on the mic. It's like, man,
Yeah.
he came out. It was amazing. So we're going to talk about just some of our some wrestlers who had just good entrances in general, and maybe that'll lead down the path to certain specific entrances. So we're just gonna just talk
Who
about
knows?
wrestlers coming out.
Yeah,
So
man.
what you got, brother? What's the first one jumps to mind?
Ooh. I'm gonna go a little old school for I guess for anybody now, 30 years old, but I'm gonna start off with a faction. And you had to have thought of this faction, but I'm gonna talk about the Brood. Now, the Brood was this tag team, well, I guess this triple threat of kind of vampire gothy guys, led by Gangrel, and that's who brought us Edge and Christian. Now, when their music hit, it was like the music was dark and sinister. The lights went down. It was flashing like red strobes.
The music was really dope.
It
I
was
like
like whispering and uh, boom, 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 boom.
it.
And then it just busts into like this bad like and then you see this fire ring just kind of start to ignite like on the stage,
Hmm.
and then they start rising up, and then that badass guitar riff starts hitting, and Gangrel's walking down bobbing his head holding his chalice, and the guys are just following him in their sunglasses. I'm sure they couldn't see a damn thing because it was dark enough as it was, and they're walking down the ring wearing sunglasses, but whatever, they pulled it off.
Gangrel and Edge always smiling. Christian never smiling. Christian
Yep.
always just
Yep. That's
yeah,
because they had like those crazy ass teeth, especially Gangrel. He had the pointed like the
yeah.
vampire
They put the
fangs.
yeah, they put the fangs in.
And then they got on the ropes. Gangrel stood on the stairs, turned around, drank out of the cup, and appeared to have spit blood. But that was they did the blood bats too, didn't they? I mean, that wasn't part of their entrance. That was just part of their gimmick. But
Yeah,
they dropped blood on people. Yeah,
it was a very vampire type kind of thing.
it
It
was
was
the
dope.
Attitude Era.
I dug it. I super dug it. Yeah,
Yeah, just everything about it was like, oh, it's about to get nuts. And then, like I said, that gave us Edge and Christian, and the rest is history. But I mean, they came as vampires. But the Brood, that was my top on my list. Just everything about that was just pure 90s Attitude Era gold.
for
What
sure.
you
It was
got?
good. I am just gonna as I most do with these lists and these things, I'm gonna start with my guy.
Mm.
Um, I feel like his entrance was pretty straightforward. Just a big scary dude who kind of walked down up until I believe it was WrestleMania 13 when he fought Kane. And I think it was the first time we had the major appearance of the Druids. These dudes came out with live torches,
Oh yeah.
walking down, came out, but did this whole line, and then there was thunder. The music changed, and he comes out in this cape and with this high collar on it. And he just looked all super crazy, and I'm just like, bro, this is great. And just with that, and so that became kind of a thing. You got Druids, and I can lead that into going. He's had some of my more favorite WrestleMania entrances. That one at 13 when
Absolutely.
he came back at WrestleMania 20 because it was him coming back to that form after being the dead man for about after being the American Badass for about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So it was returned to his dead man form, and the build up to that was great. WrestleMania 21 when he floats to the ring, and no one talks about that entrance.
That's true.
Floats to the ring,
Yeah.
really dope.
You know what? He just stood there. The,
Yeah,
the the stadium moved around him.
yeah, so
That's
dope.
what happened.
Um, when he fought CM Punk and he looks like he's coming out of the mist and the hands are trying to grab at
Oh,
him.
that was dope.
Just that visual.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 30 when which we now
All
know he was
coffins.
going to end up losing all the coffins out there lining up
Yeah.
at the beginning. So he's had some of the when he fought Cena and it's the hat in the ring and then it disappears and then he appears because that's another one where it's like, is he going to show up? He might, and
Mm.
boom.
And there he is.
So he's had some of the better WrestleMania entrances, and I remember always looking forward to like what big thing is he going to do now, like what kind of next level thing is going to happen, including a random entrance where he used Johnny Cash. Ain't no grave.
Oh,
Hold
that was
body
good.
down. The rumor to that one was he was supposed to come out on a horse, but when they did the fire pyro, the horse got spooked, so he just had to walk out because he
Yeah.
was in this like gunslinging last cowboy phase of this dead man run, which kind of created an interesting little twist to his entrance. But yeah, Undertaker. Again, like we said, for some of our favorite wrestlers, for a dude who just literally comes out, walks real slow to the ring, and lifts some lights. He can immerse you in it, and
It's
you're with
everything.
him the whole way, and just the taking off of the hat, the eyes roll up, the thunder happens. It's beautiful. It's
And
wonderful.
just yeah, just to be there live, and then all of a sudden you hear the gong, and then the lights go out,
Yeah,
and then you're waiting for anticipation to hear the second gong because I mean, after you hear the second one, that's when the music starts to play and you hear the rain falling, and it's just I
wonderful.
get chills just thinking about being there and just seeing it live. It's just it's yeah, it was one of the best. No, you can't top the Undertaker's entrance. You can't.
Yeah, yeah.
You could try, but you can't.
Try, and people have tried. Some of the people on this list have. I'm sure we've had some ones. It's like, oh yeah, okay, but yeah, no,
Absolutely.
it's everyone looks forward to Taker's entrance to the point where, I mean, man, when he has a there was one entrance. I don't know if I don't know if it was on purpose, just pure coincidental. He fights Randy Orton in Hell in a Cell, and when he
Hmm.
comes down, he pauses at just the right moment where you can't really see him, but it lights just his eyes, and it's
Hmm.
fucking dope. And he just stares at it, gives Orton the fucking dead man stare. And every time he comes into the Hell in the Cell, where he grabs it and closes the cage, like we can talk about Taker all day, so we
Okay.
keep moving. It's so
Yeah.
good. What
All right, next on
other
my
one you got?
list, I'm actually gonna go further back. I'm gonna talk about the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Oh man, I loved the Ultimate Warrior. Like
Who
I was
didn't,
more of a
man?
Warrior guy than I was a Hogan guy. Macho Man number one, but I took when it was Warrior and Hogan. It was at WrestleMania 6, I think, in Toronto. I think it was. I was Ultimate Warrior, and that was when Ultimate Warrior he was the Intercontinental and WWE champion at the same time. It's like ugh, but as soon as you hear that dun, 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 and then dun, 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 and he just takes off just like a bullet. I don't know what it was 80s early it was like the late 80s, man. I'm sure he like did some bump, like took a bump of something and just took off down the ring because that man did not stop.
My man was huffed by the time the bell rang. He's okay, I got it, and then would go just
And
full
then went,
ring,
yeah,
just ding, ah, crazy,
constantly.
crazy,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, just and then didn't matter how long the ramp was. He running that
he
whole
took
bitch.
off.
Does
Yep,
not matter. Does
yep.
not matter. There's only one. There's only one WrestleMania that I remember where he doesn't run. And if I remember correctly, it's when he fights Triple H and he comes out in the coat. He kind of walks to the ring and people are trying to touch him. He's just like, get off.
Mm,
And then he finally gets up to the ropes and then goes nuts. But he like walks out to the ring. It's
yeah,
it's weird. It's
yeah.
very weird.
Because again, like he just, yeah, I don't think he, maybe he didn't run when he wore the coats. I don't remember, but I just, yeah, he just took off and just sprinted as fast as he could. The camera couldn't even catch him. It was like, oh, we missed him. It's like, damn, where'd he go? All right, he's already in the ring shaking the ropes. Okay, cool. And then he's
Yeah.
bouncing off the ropes, and then he's shaking them again, and then
Especially the smaller arenas, because when it's just like boom to ring, it's just bow. Then it's all it starts. Oh, okay.
yeah, then he just started like running around the ring or like the outside, and then yeah, it's but that
100 the whole
the
way.
music too. And then like because he's running, he got the streamers flying off his biceps and his knee pads and all the bright colors, and it was like a streak of light.
The war paint, and
Yeah,
just all that. Like, and then they later when he shook the ropes in the ring, they added the
and
fucking
the pyro. Yep.
Power behind him. Yeah, it was. And then
Uh,
like later they started to add like his light, his mask, but
oh,
like
the mask lighting.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It was like the frame that would drop down in the background. Yeah, yeah. I just there we go. So yeah, the Ultimate Warrior was, yep,
I
just
agree.
yeah. Uh,
Always high energy. You're right. As soon as that music hit, you were just like, oh,
you were
oh,
hype. You
there he
couldn't help
goes.
but be hyped too. Just couldn't help it.
Yeah. Next one on mine is one that a lot of people may or may not remember. A lot of people might think it's dumb, but I don't care.
Bring it.
It captivated my mind. Uh, John Morrison, slow motion.
Slow motion.
Um, yeah, just yes, doesn't work live, but it kind of does. Having seen it live, you sell it, right?
Yep.
So, but just I remember just with that, like he had this Doors slash uh Jimi Hendrix almost sounded music, and he was like, the Doors. He had his whole thing, the guru of greatness or whatever, and just his whole little swag. He come out and just boom, and then just slow motion, just hair blowing and
The pyro shooting behind
pyro. So
him.
I was just like, bro, this is dope.
Yeah.
This such a simple thing. Like, no, just make it go slow. And then to watch it live, like just watch him come out and just
It just
he still just hits it, bro. And it's just like I'm like, this is still brilliant, man. And just
yeah. Ain't no big
I'll
believe.
make you pay. Like, ain't no make believe, man. John Morrison's
Uh,
entrance,
I
it
just
got me so hyped to watch him wrestle because then he'd go in the ring and put on a freaking show.
yeah.
Um,
I mean
and
it so
then
much so that we gave him a nickname just based off of his entrance.
slow motion.
We call him slow motion for like here on out. He's always slow
That was
motion.
it. That's it. That's who he is. And then it just always works no matter who he's with. Because then when he teamed up with Miz, even Miz's whole thing where and it's just like slow, it's just like
Oh yeah, and then he raises up his little yeah, yeah.
I think everything fucking worked, man. It's so good. So slow motion, John Morrison.
John Morrison.
Yeah, great entrance. Great entrance.
Next man on my list is we've talked about him before. He's been on one of my other lists. The only man that can interrupt The Rock and get away with it. The only man that I believe got a countdown, and who doesn't love counting down to anything? I'm talking about Mr. Y2J, the Ayatollah Rock and Roller, Chris Jericho.
Is Jericho.
Mr. Break the Walls Down himself from that countdown, just a
Keeps in
wow,
the closet.
wow.
Mhm.
So much so that so when the countdown would stop, all the lights would go down, and then because I when I was a kid, don't make fun, I was I knew you would. The haters might. I'm watching.
Okay.
They I was not a fan of loud noises and whatnot. So in preparation of ever going to a live event, I did the same thing for Kane. I would watch wrestling so much that I would count in between the lights going out and then the pyro going off. So there were 7 seconds in between the countdown hitting and Jericho's or the pyro hitting before you would see the break the walls down. I was like,
No.
so little fun fact. But yeah, everything about Chris Jericho. He would it just the thing would hit, you see Jericho across on the thing, and then the camera pans out and you see him with his back turned, its arms spread out wide, just shaking, just and then turns around, does yeah, baby, just walks down the little top knot ponytail, and Chris Jericho, debut Chris Jericho is my favorite.
Yeah.
Everything about it. And just we got different iterations throughout the year of the countdown and different little
Yeah.
things, but he stuck with that countdown and rolled with it up until he's Judas now. But yeah, this WWE Chris Jericho always had the countdown, and it always got me excited.
Yeah. Once he started wearing that jacket, I remember at first going
Oh, the
like,
light up jacket.
first I remember going like, that's kind of dumb. And then I was just like, that's lightweight brilliant. I get it. That's lightweight brilliant. Like I get it.
Yeah,
I super get it. Especially when you from a distance and you see the arms and it's that and then the pyro, then the music. It's like, okay, okay. I get what we're doing here. I get what we're doing here.
yep. And then he rocked that jacket for the longest time. It was such a cool jacket
Was very much
because
so.
like the lights did
Different
like
little
different
light
things.
iterations.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
So
was
yeah,
dope.
Chris Jericho.
It's Jericho.
Chris
Dig
Jericho.
it.
Uh,
Um, we've talked about Homie Dude before. Um, Not so much for anything that he did during his entrance, But for someone who had their own announcer,
Yes.
announce them to the ring.
Hmm.
You can't do much. I mean, if you're gonna get like if you can get Fink to do it, great. But if you're gonna have someone, you can grab Ricardo Rodriguez.
Absolutely. Which
Because
I would give him the credit for the entrance, but I
what
get it.
he was able to do for Alberto Del Rio as far as an entrance, like you remember, I used to get so juiced.
Oh, you would
Like,
stand up every time.
Alberto, and then he would help you sell it because while he's doing, it, he's just
Yeah.
like
Like
this is
Pink.
dope. You
Yeah.
know this is dope.
Just
Yeah.
rocking the white scarf and flipping his arms
coming
out.
in the coming in the cars, bro.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's another one. If we're gonna talk about entrances, he had a good run where he coming in the luxury cars,
Yeah, they're
honking,
always different. Yeah.
stepping out of the thing with the white scarf. It's like, look at me, I got this money, and then would go in the ring and put on a great show. I was a
Hmm.
fan of Alberto Del Rio's wrestling too. So
Absolutely.
yeah, but that yeah, every time it was Ricardo Rodriguez time, I was like, yeah, here we go. I'm excited. I'm excited for this.
Yep.
Excited
People
for
would
this.
boom, but it's like that's how you know he's good.
Right, right. And then every
A little
pay per
bit.
view he would every pay per view, especially every WrestleMania, if he got to do it, he would hold
As long
Alberto,
as he could.
man.
He was
Woo,
working on those breathing techniques in the back, you know it.
woo. I,
Yeah.
I get excited now. I'm like, oh yeah, yes,
Roberto Del Rio.
that's great.
Next on my list, I'm actually gonna go back to another faction. More so tag team than faction, but I'm gonna talk about D-Generation X.
Hey now,
D-Generation X, I don't want to say specifically, but my favorite entrance of theirs was SummerSlam, was it 2010 when they came back together to fight Legacy? Or was it Legacy? No, I think they were New Day at the time. Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase. That was when they came out with the army on the tank, and yeah, that was down in LA, and I was there for that live, and that was nuts. But D-Generation X were the first that I can remember where they would actually manipulate like the screen, where they would like hijack, like the graphics would come over the screen as they were coming down the ring. You know, like you see the DX logo, and like you see the girl dancing on the pole, like in the background, and like flashes in and out of like their entrance music as they were walking down. Like I don't remember anybody doing that before.
I think I think if anybody did, it was just it wasn't done to that degree.
Right. Because I feel like it was like they hijacked the feed kind of, and it's like we're kind of breaking in, but our signal's kind of shitty because we're degenerate, so we can't afford the best. But like Rebels and Star Wars kind of thing.
Correct.
They just make do with what they have. But yeah, it's just Degeneration X, just the fake Rage Against the Machine band. I think they were called Age Against the Machine. It sounded just like them, but just everything about the entrance. Later on, they got the glow sticks and they would throw out to the crowd, and the pyro, and they got in the ring. But Triple H and Shawn Michaels, those two together, was just they hammed it up.
Yeah. Later, I loved later where Sean added the whole thing where he'd run around trips for a minute before
Yeah,
his whole life. Then before he did his whole thing.
uh,
Uh, Shout out to my boys AJ and Jimmy when we were in Shepherd's We Shall Be. When we were playing live shows, at one point during the pause in our songs, they would do the DX pose. AJ would do Triple H, and then Jimmy would do
I
Shawn
do
Michaels on stage.
nice.
Yeah. We talked about it with during the tag teams, but to spin off DX,
Oh,
New
New
Age,
Age Outlaws.
yeah, just you didn't know and all that, and did you know, ladies and gentlemen, that whole their
Yeah,
entrance. I
everything.
think about them with DX as well. So yeah, Generation X.
Degeneration X.
When they all came out as a crew, it was always a thing. It was an
Yeah.
event. You know what I mean? So yeah, good call. Um,
Hmm.
I'll pick a faction. Um, the Wyatt family.
Oh yeah.
Um, from another entrance that starts right at the video. It's just you this. How do you really describe the beginning of their video? Except it's 10 quick small snippets done rapidly over like just some
But
crazy stuff.
but before
Stuff.
that, I liked when they
Um,
started adding where it would be where they were live and they would say what city they're in and be like, "We're here," and then he'd
mhm.
point his lantern and then all that stuff would hit. Oh,
Pull out the lantern, all the lights go out, and the dude comes out with this lantern and just holds it up to his face, straight face most of the time. Got these two dudes just walking behind him.
and that was
One of
it.
them, one of them's wearing a big bunny mask and just coming out to this southern, just kind of slow, voodoo-ish like kind of thing. And then if it's lit dark enough, and most times it was, when they stop, what you don't see is all of a sudden he just sits down. He's just in this rocking chair.
His rocking chair waiting for him.
And that's when he just puts this fucking uh uh smile on. Fucking looks at the light, blows the lantern goes out, lights go up, music stops. And it's just like, okay. All right. And then the evolution of that when the Fireflies came out and he's got the whole world in his hands, follow the
Oh,
buzzards, and just their whole iteration of just
yeah,
which led into him when he was the fiend. And so the lantern became a
his
big
head.
thing for him. So just Bray Wyatt, but it started with the Wyatt family, and just it was a thing when they would all kind of come out, because then they would do this great thing where of course Bray gets up first. Uh, he does his whole walking back and forth and just
Oh, shaking his
this
hand and
crazy stuff. Gets up on the front, and then they get up to the side, and it's this circle of just like, and then just another dude who got real good at a dead stare when he wanted to go there. So yeah,
yeah.
the Wyatt family entrance, great,
Yes,
great.
especially because there was no lights. It was just the music. Like I don't even think there was a spotlight on him.
No,
It was just
it
the
was just that
lantern.
lantern, and again,
And then
that's why
eventually people
all
would turn their lights
Firefly,
on and
and they
yeah,
turned everything off because it would be bright because everybody would put their
it
flashlight
it got so bright when people like when everybody like at the height of the Fireflies movement,
on.
it was so bright in there. They didn't need any lights. It was insane. But
Beautiful.
yeah, White Family, that's a great choice, man.
Mhm.
Goosebumps. Just it's another one that tried to be as close to Undertaker as you were gonna get ever gonna get
And
was
another couple of live iterations, the one we saw where he's walking down and this making the
oh
scarecrows
the
come.
Scarecrows at WrestleMania.
They had the band come out and play live.
That was cool.
He had his the first time he had his little like high collar little jacket, and he came out in that joint. So he's had some also good iterations of his entrance as well. So Wyatt family with Bray Wyatt mixed into that. So
Good choice.
you
Let's see. I'm going to go. Actually, he was a member of the Brood. I'm going to go and talk about Edge for a little bit.
know,
Especially the last Edge because Edge has always had a lot of great music with the "You Think You Know Me" and like
Mhm.
kind of that full thing, and then he had the Rob Zombie song for a little bit, "Never Gonna Stop," which was very cool.
Very great,
That song's actually in my rotation on Spotify. Just
great song.
checking out
Sure.
Rob Zombie, "Never Gonna Stop." Anyway, but now he comes out, well, not now, but his last run with WWE, he came out to Alter Bridge's Metalingus,
Yes,
which is it's basically Creed with a different lead singer.
yes,
Um, but yeah, everything about that song just you think you know me, you get the epic intro, double bass drum, huge guitar riff, Edge's smoke and fog shooting up, and he just runs through and super pumped Edge. And then the has one of my favorite pyros ever because I still use it in the video game. That's my pyro now too.
yep,
With the throws up the devil horns and just all the pyro shoots up behind him. Especially go back and watch WrestleMania 37 because that was when the one with the pirate ship. It was the first one after the pandemic, so it was the first one with the live crowd. So like everybody got pyro that year.
yeah,
So
very
he
good.
hits his usual epic WrestleMania pyro. On top of that, he got legit fireworks shooting off in the background behind him. Like it was a good 30, 45 seconds of explosions, and it was fantastic.
There you go.
But yeah, just and then he got in the ring. I forgot that one year where it was like the thing in the middle of the ring. It was like the screen and like came down and he like stood on the ropes and did the thing and like the smoke shot out of that as it kind of raised up and it said rated R superstar behind him and he's had a lot of great entrances, but Edges is always one of my favorites and will forever will be. Yeah.
Edge, a good choice. He's also had some really good just some other little altered entrances. I remember when because for those that don't remember at this point, I do believe Edge was the original starter of the Judgment Day,
Yes,
and his Judgment Day entrances were really good. And I remember when he brought back the Brood entrance for one pay-per-view. That was very
I
cool.
remember that too.
That
Yeah.
was so he's also had some different and again every pay-per-view at WrestleMania, he has a good look. He's always, I was I was just rewatching which WrestleMania was it? Is it 24? The one where he fights Taker.
Yep.
Could do without him like bringing Vicky out and kissing her, but that was for the storyline at the time. I get it.
Yeah.
That's it's just like I remember watching going like, oh yeah, that was the thing happening at the time.
Yeah, he married Vicky Guerrero. Sure did.
Yeah. All right. Whatever.
Yeah.
Edge, good one. I have one that I just because of history and things that a lot of people don't talk about, but I remember there was this dude. He walks out to the ring. He kind of looks a little wiry. He's got like this kind of blonde hair that's cut real short. It's just this kind of intense looking white dude. He walks out to the ring. He's got this music, and all of a sudden he just puts his hand up, and this microphone drops from the
Uh,
ceiling. I
Ken
remember going like,
Kennedy.
I remember going like, wait a minute, like, wait a minute, and he catches it and just hailing from Mr. Kennedy. Kennedy.
Never explained that.
And I'm just like,
Yep.
it was just one of those like, wait, you can do that? You
Yeah,
can announce yourself like
sure
that?
can.
Game changer. Wait a minute. So yeah, Mr. Kennedy for as great as that, for as simple as that was, uh, it blew my mind when I first saw it, and every time I saw him walk down that ramp, I was just like, oh boy, just that pose,
Yep.
just the mic coming down. It's like this is, and it's that like old
It's the
school
old school
mic.
one.
Oh, so brilliant, and he has one of the best openings to after he won Money in the Bank, and it's just like Mr. Kennedy. He goes, first of all, I'd like to congratulate myself.
Self. Yeah. It's a shame that he did not get along with guys in the back. Uh,
Yeah,
because I mean, again, he won Money in the Bank. Like they were expecting big things from Ken Kennedy,
he was good to
and he
watch.
just could not apparently keep his mouth shut, and he got in fights with the wrong people, and he got ousted. So, but until then, yeah, because his entrance later on, he would start cutting promos too. After, like he would announce himself, and then he would cut a promo in the ring. He'd usually get on like the middle rope, and then
Mm-hmm.
it's just dark except the one spotlight. So
Mm-hmm.
all eyes on him, and he's just talking to himself, and then he finishes his Mr. Kennedy, and then the match, his opponent comes out.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that again, another game changer because it's just single spotlight, middle of the ring. Lone microphone comes down and talks to himself. Excellent pick.
Yep.
I mean, we can go on all night. Um, just because there's so many good entrances. I got one more.
Yeah, I maybe got one or two more, and
Yeah,
then
yeah. So the last one I'm going to talk about, I went tag team heavy. But I
Mhm.
mean, you can do tag teams can get away with a lot of stuff. We talked about our love of tag teams a few weeks ago. I'm gonna talk about the New Day,
Of course, that was
of
one of my
course. How
two
can you
picks.
not?
Talk about the new day.
So, and this tells you a lot about an entrance because when the New Day first debuted, it was just like they were part of like a gospel choir, and that was it. Like they kind of dressed up in like kind of suits and whatnot, and
It was
um,
a very like
like they were kind of
gospel choir, like it's a new day. Yes, it is.
right. That was
It's
when
a
they had the dove as part of their logo,
day.
and yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
right.
So they were almost like Southern preacher
Very
kind of
church
thing.
Sunday.
Yeah, yeah,
Very first church Sunday.
yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
when people were not buying that gimmick with these three, it just wasn't working. They decided to kind of take the ball and run with it because they're all dorks and nerds and did all that. So they decided why not use unicorns and whatnot, and that kind of sparked what we know now as the New Day.
Right.
Bright colors, big bright costumes, just ridiculousness, pancakes,
Trombone, uh, silly dances. Uh,
everything. They came out in like bicycles and stuff with like ice cream. You can't forget that WrestleMania that they came out in a giant box of Bootios
Giant box of
dressed as
video,
Dragon Ball characters.
Dragon Ball Z characters.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like
Just they
so
were just so innovative because again, that was when they were like, go ahead, just do whatever you want to do. You guys have free reign. Like when you have that trust with the company like this, that's pretty cool. So they pretty much again let them do whatever they wanted to do. Just have fun with it, and they did, and people loved it. So, which is why the heel turn was so heartbreaking because everybody loved the New Day.
and I gotta say, even now, I think
Oh, I love this entrance now too, though.
it's the music is good, the visuals are good. I think they're still trying to find that heel entrance. Like they because like I've seen that like they're trying to find like they're trying like I've even seen like the this little evolution of like the slow motion kind of like shake. At one time it was like, yeah, and then the next time it was like slow, and then they hit, and it was like, yeah. So they're still you can still they're still trying to like figure out their like
Yeah.
heel move to kind of do.
I did like there was a
And they'll get it. They'll figure it
oh
out.
yeah.
They're
I
still
did like there was one week where they're walking down, this was recently, and Xavier Woods grabbed one of the kids' like foam belts and like literally threw it on the ground and just kept walking away. I was like, that's so good. I love when people like take their signs and rip them up and like he just snatched it out of the kid's hand, like little kid too, and just threw it on the ground because he's a heel. He's New Day. He don't care. Classic Xavier Woods. But yeah, New Day's entrance, just I love it.
Yep, it's good stuff. My last one is just the Bill Goldberg, because for
Oh,
dude, he had that's his entrance is one of his entrance and his energy are one of the main reasons I really like Goldberg. When he was in his when he was in his run as the champion, and he was coming out from the back with the police escorts
yeah,
and coming out from the back like security and all that, and just I always liked it when I always liked it. I think WCW used to do it too soon. They would put the power up and then it would go off and he'd be kind of standing there. I used to always love when he would just
when you
walk
breathe the smoke in.
and then just it would engulf him.
Yeah.
And then it would start in front of him, and then he would take the step forward so he could get it in, and then it would go out and he'd make sure that he breathed out. You see the smoke coming out, and firework goes off, he gets the kick, and then he walks to the ring. And it was always really great when he was the second one out, because once he got in the ring, it was the simple quick. He pulls on the ropes, and then it's just that.
He's ready.
And it's time to go to war. So just the standing in the fireworks and the music and just everything about the dude that did it for me. Him walking out was like, oh, this dude's it's showtime.
Yeah.
It's ready
I
to
always
go.
like to think the security was to protect everybody else from him and not him from everybody else, just because he was that scary.
Like I could have easily have seen them doing the same thing to Brock Lesnar, uh,
Hmm.
just having because it's like yeah, like he doesn't like people, to
No.
make sure people don't rush him, don't rush the champion, even fans, all the shit. Just like no, don't like yeah.
Yeah. It's for your own good. It's for your own safety. Stay back.
Right.
Don't feed the animals. Thank you.
Don't feed the beast.
Yeah. And like I said, man, we could talk about entrances all day long. I mean,
And we
Triple H
might
had a million different ones, and of
do a part two. We could do a part three. Heck, man,
course,
we're definitely gonna do probably just when we rewatch the WrestleManias. I'm sure we'll have our oh, this was great, this was great. So yeah, man.
absolutely.
There's still some WrestleManias, and I'm looking at my shelf now. I only own up to 33, so I'm still getting the rest in. So I'm
Yep.
sure there's some I've forgotten about, and some I'm like, oh snap. So because like
Agreed.
like you said for 37, I'm like, I don't remember any of that. But that entrance sounds dope. I don't remember any of that.
Yep. That was a great triple threat. It was Edge and oh shit, I just watched it. I don't remember.
All
Uh,
good.
uh, uh,
Anyway,
yeah.
that's it, y'all. Just some of our little. Let us know. Hey, if you got some comments, if you have some time, let us know what some of your favorite entrances are. Who do you like? What when music hits or when a person comes out? What does it for you? What
Yeah.
when you were younger, was it a wrestler or they came out and it was just some amazing time. Like I could shout out my boy PGA Adam, my HBK did it for him. Just the sights,
Absolutely.
the whole thing. So you let us know what you liked. Thanks for stopping by. Tell them to do the thing
Yeah, yeah. Hit the like, comment, subscribe again. Let us know what you want to hear. Tell us your thoughts. I want to know who your favorite wrestler entrance was. I know Akili does. So yeah, let us know.
for sure. Well, we are your friends here at the Section 8 Wrestling Podcast. We hope that you have a very wonderful day, night, whenever you're watching this. I am Kills.
I'm Billiam.
Hey, hey, we'll see y'all on the next one.
Night, everybody.